brilliant!
This is John Rawling with Golden Goals, here taking a look at some of the great moments in the recent years of Sheffield United's history. You'll see once again some of the finest goals scored by the men in United shirts and how they helped to take the Blades to FA Cup glory and league success. This is just one of an official FA series featuring all 22 of the Carling Premiership clubs, and we'll be bringing you the golden goals scored by each club in the Football League and the FA Cup in the last decade. Bramall Lane, home of Sheffield United and once of Yorkshire County Cricket Club. The club's main stand and offices built where Rhodes, Hutton and Boycott used to share the spotlight. Keith Edwards, one of football's most prolific strikers. In recent years, only Alan Woodward scored more goals in a United shirt. Tony Garner, quicksilver striker, his goals helped United march back towards the top. Brian Gale, a defensive strongman, joined for a fee of £700,000 from Ipswich. Ian Bryson came to the lane from Kilmarnock and took a regular place in the United midfield. There was Carl Bradshaw, Sheffield-born, started his career at Wednesday, came to United from Manchester City. Vinnie Jones signed from Leeds United for £700,000. He became the club captain. Glyn Hodges joined from Crystal Palace, an elegant player whose left foot would be an asset to any side. Brian Deane, the big striker whose goals valued him at close to £3 million when he moved on to Leeds. Alan Cork, former Wimbledon striker, always a threat, especially in the air. Martin Peters, a World Cup hero who became United's player-manager in 1981. He was succeeded by Ian Porterfield, who took the club from 4th to 2nd Division before being controversially sacked. And Dave Bassett, a Londoner who became a cult figure in Sheffield, taking the club from Division 3 to the 1st in successive seasons. United's only First Division title was way back in 1898. They'd won the FA Cup 4 times, but the last time was 1925. In the early 70s, with Tony Curry in his prime, they'd looked set for great things. It never quite happened though, and the favourites, Curry, Alan Woodward, Len Badger and Jeff Salmon, had all long gone by 1980 when the club was in Division 3 and facing the unthinkable, a first ever drop into the 4th Division.
Hatton, he's got Tibbett just behind. Number 7. And a corner. He changed the point of the attack, nicely finding Tibbett. And Peters, in typical style, arrives at the back when there were 7 defenders in or around the 6-yard box. And Martin Peters recreates memories of other days, coming in to score at the back. Kenworthy. To Hatton. Lewis beaten quite comfortably. Matthews miskicked. Put in by Trusson. Well, Trusson takes the congratulations of his first goal for his new club. But as the crowd applaud and Trusson gets the congratulations, some of it also is deserved by Hatton, who initially walked comfortably away from Lewis. The missed kick by Matthews, and Trusson stuck out the foot to make it 3-0.
United went down, but they were to bounce back at the first attempt, and the crowd stayed with them. In that promotion year, the average home gate was close to 15,000 people.
Neville. Oh, Edwards! 62 minutes gone, and Keith Edwards gets one back for Sheffield United. Made on the right by Steve Neville, who got the ball in. Colchester didn't get it away, and Edwards swivelled and finished nicely.
Keith Edwards had scored 35 of United's 94 league goals, and Sheffield United were Division 4 champions. Ian Porterfield had turned the tide, and United were on their way back, a force to be reckoned with in Division 3.
For Morris. And now Edwards. Well, that was a trip on the edge this time. And a threatening moment again for Wigan. Trusson, 3-2. Free header. And that really does set up a finale. Henderson played the free kick in accurately, and Trusson unmarked. His first goal of the season.
Cook, rather lost out easily to Kenworthy. Finds Colin Morris, number 7. Young's touch, that's Edwards, poaching, 1-1. Oh, a little bit of trouble off the ball there between Kenny Tyler and Alan Young. A lovely little knock-up by Morris. And Edwards was always prepared to poach, and he beat the keeper to it.
United were promoted to Division 2 in 1984. Keith Edwards' goals again the vital factor. His career tally had passed 200 by the start of 85 to 86, and United's loyal fans were still hopeful that Ian Porterfield could build a team to reclaim a place in the top flight. And so we pick up the action in a match against Norwich City. Norwich with the free kick, and it's Edwards starting this off in defence. Breaks clear as far as Colin Morris. Morris looking back for support. Edwards arriving fast. The cross knocked back, and there's Keith Edwards, goal poacher supreme. Edwards, remember, had started this move off, and there he is breaking into the area. The head comes back, and Edwards unmarked. The goalkeeper's Burridge. Edwards, such a favourite with the Bramall Lane faithful. And here again an example of his finishing power, catching the Norwich defence square and finishing superbly. And if we see that one again, Edwards relying on pure instinct. Ian Porterfield was sacked in March 1986 after a poor run. United finished 7th, and for the next season, Billy McEwan was the man put in charge at Bramall Lane. Here against Brighton in the FA Cup, it's Steve Foley all the way. That's Colin Morris to Foley, and Peter With finishes it off. United had finished 9th, but was sliding into the relegation zone midway through the new season when Billy McEwan resigned after United lost 5-0 at home to Oldham. And so Dave Bassett took over. Bassett had made his name with Wimbledon, but was anxious for a fresh challenge after a brief and unhappy stay with Watford. In the FA Cup, opposition came from Portsmouth. Great run by Richard Cadet. And there's Tony Philliskirk finding the final touch. At the end of the season, United were in the playoffs against Bristol City. A layoff to Colin Morris and a fine strike. It wasn't to be enough though, and Sheffield United went down. Dave Bassett started to stamp his mark on the club. Tony Ogana had been an important signing, and he was to link up crucially with Big Brian Dean, a bargain £30,000 signing from Doncaster and a hero from the word go. In the FA Cup against Mansfield, Alan Roberts on the left, his cross to Ian Bryson. United won 2-1, next it was against Huddersfield Town, and the ball came as far as Tony Ogana. Sheer opportunism and a beautiful goal. Next round against Colchester. And there's Brian Deane in the thick of things. Eventually, it was Mark Todd. Corner flicked on as far as Bryson. A little bit of good fortune, but a goal nevertheless. And so to the replay. Roberts the cross, Deane the score. United were to win the match by 2-0. Cross comes as far as Deane, back to Duffield, and then on to Agana. Dreadful defensive mix-up, and Brian Deane creeps in.
The ball by Deane to Bryson. Tricky little player, Bryson. And that's the equaliser. Deane has done it. A very difficult ball to take for a big man, 6'3" of him with his back to goal. He remained commendably well balanced and gave Gunn no chance whatsoever. One forward by Agana. This is a very good run by Agana. It's brilliantly saved. Anderson, the equaliser. He couldn't stop it. Pace, his vision, his determination, it all paid off. He didn't give up despite a brilliant save by Gunn, and in goes the equaliser, and we really have a cup tie here.
United lost 3-2, but a 2-2 draw at Wolves clinched promotion to the second division. It was goal power that had done the trick. Tony Agana had 24 league goals, Brian Deane 22, and Dave Bassett had a side that was going places. Early in the new season, he brought Sheffield-born Carl Bradshaw back from Manchester City. Against Watford in the FA Cup, throw-in comes to Agana. Dreadful scramble, and eventually it's Brian Deane. That's Carl Bradshaw. And Paul Stancliffe, the big defender at the far post. Next it was Barnsley. Ball forward for Agana. Agana to Deane, and there's Carl Bradshaw on the rebound. That put United into the quarter-finals, where they were to lose 1-0 to Manchester United at Bramall Lane. The match, though, did produce record receipts of £171,000. Dave Bassett had guided Sheffield United to second place in the league. They were back where it mattered. They were back in the first division. Before the new season, Bassett bought Jamie Hoyland, Paul Beasley and John Pemberton. And it wouldn't be long before he was reunited with Vinnie Jones. Jones had helped Leeds to the first division, but Howard Wilkinson was prepared to let him go when Sheffield United found £700,000 to take him to Bramall Lane. And Bassett promptly made Vinnie Jones the new Sheffield United club captain.
They come looking for an immediate response. Bryson hooks it over. Gillespie knocked it out. And here is the chance for Brian Deane, and it's 1-1! Sheffield have got their equaliser. And the man who has struck 54 goals in bringing Sheffield United up 2 divisions in consecutive seasons thrashes in probably the most memorable goal of his career. Grobbelaar left stranded, and Deane's response to Liverpool's opener is almost instantaneous. He got between the central defenders and hammered it gleefully home. 1-1 it is then. That was the critical header. It was actually from a Liverpool head, and Deane gets Sheffield back on level terms.
Against Derby County, that's Will Frostron. Cross comes back as far as Colin Hill. And watch for Brian Deane. Power in the air once again. Clearance only as far as Beasley. 1-2 with Ian Bryson. Beasley beats his man, puts his cross in, looking for Brian Deane, and there's the big fella in the air once again. That's Brian Marwood, the former Arsenal and England winger, with the free kick. And who's creeping up unmarked? It's Vinnie Jones. Recriminations in the Chelsea defence. Jones, though, celebrates. The Bramall Lane crowd quickly took him to their hearts. In the same game, the ball comes as far as Agana. Agana on to Deane. Deane gets the goal. Sheffield United drawing with Chelsea 2-2. Vinnie Jones against his old club Wimbledon with his specialist long throw. Almost as good as a corner kick. Cleared only as far as David Barnes. John Gannon with the corner against Aston Villa. And this time it's Vinnie Jones in the air.
Here's Deane. Taking Chettle with him. And it's a throw to Sheffield United, and you can sense the anticipation around the ground. At the menace, in the best possible sense, of Vinnie Jones in these situations. He does have the capability of hurling the ball a very long way. Like this. Oh, cross is lasted! A goal! Bryson! We're in the 3rd minute of the second half. And Sheffield United delight their supporters. Deane, Jones right in there. Suddenly Sheffield United have got a lot of players forward right from the restart, and the free kick awarded to them and taken quickly, and Bradshaw whips it in. That's Bryson! I do not believe it! Sheffield United have matched the Forest fire with fire of their own, and twice here we've had teams scoring goals and then conceding one straight away. Forest caught lacking a little in concentration. Bradshaw drove it across, and Bryson angled the header perfectly. Well, what more twists does this match have for us? Jones wasting no time in slinging in another cross. Crossley doesn't deal with it decisively. Against both posts from Bryson, it would have been the hat-trick. Jones again. And are the fates going to be cruel to Sheffield United once more? Aching to get a victory in the First Division. And Deane! Well, it might be premature to say that he could have supplied the win. We're only halfway through a quite amazing second half, in which both teams have led, but now it's Dave Bassett's men who are in front 3-2. Brian Deane.
Simon Tracy with the goal kick on the synthetic surface at Kenilworth Road. Comes on to Brian Deane. Deane in space, measures his shot and finishes to perfection. Sheffield United winning this game by 1-0. And you see again, he measured his shot, found the corner of the net, and that's United's second victory of the season. Here against Arsenal, it's Ian Bryson who gets the final touch. Vinnie Jones with the throw-in against Queen's Park Rangers. Brian Deane the header. Vinnie Jones picking out Deane, and Deane celebrates with a little bit of style. Luton Town, the opposition again. Cross comes in from the left, and it's Carl Bradshaw stealing in unnoticed behind the defence. Vinnie Jones again with the throw-in. So much a feature of United's play round about this period. Flick on comes as far as Booker, and then to Glyn Hodges. Next against Southampton, and a fine home victory for United. Corner comes as far as Bob Booker. Hint of a deflection, goalkeeper got a touch, but it's in the back of the net. The second, corner again, and again it falls to Booker. That was United's second, now the third. United on their way to a 4-1 win. This is Deane, great strength on the left. And it comes as far as Hodges. Deane the provider in that one. This time it's Deane who finishes it off. Barnes with the cross against Everton. That's Bradshaw. And the rebound as far as Hodges. Another fine win for Sheffield United, this one. The final score 2-1. Tracy's long clearance on as far as Deane. And there's Brian Marwood following up.
Sheffield United working the corner short, but not on this occasion very successfully. Cannon wins it back. Here's Bryson. He's done well. Oh, and Deane's unmarked! And Manchester United pay the price for that. So much of the credit, though, to Ian Bryson, who knew exactly what he wanted to do once he reached the ball that was played into the corner. To turn and to cross as quickly as possible into the far post area, and Brian Deane left all alone. The inquests go on for Manchester United. Will they be able to withstand what is becoming something of a Sheffield United assault here? Long throw from Jones. Just too high for Deane. Owen should be able to clear, and was trying to trick Hodges. He's very anxious to take the throw quickly and keep Manchester United penned back. But in the end, he thinks better of it, because he recognises the threat that will come from Vinnie Jones. Booker's come up on the near post, and he's got to it, and he's set up a goal for Carl Bradshaw. So Manchester United found wanting in the air defensively again. And Bob Booker, from the missile from the hands of Vinnie Jones, turns goal maker for Bradshaw.
Now against Aston Villa, Paul Beasley starting this move. And eventually it lets in Ian Bryson. Corner by Hodges. Brian Deane, the powerful header. Sheffield United beating Aston Villa by 2-1. And now against Chelsea, in the middle of a marvellous run, United, thrown by Chris Wilder onto Deane. Comes as far as Wilder. Wilder again. And there's Ian Bryson at the far post. Sheffield United's 7th consecutive victory on the way. They win the match by 1-0. And all the time the threat of relegation receding. United pulling up towards mid-table respectability. Colin Hill with the free kick against Luton. Comes back as far as Barnes. Deane goes in with the challenge. And there's Ian Bryson. Another marvellous finish. Bryson doesn't score too many goals, but when he does, they tend to be spectacular. United had been losing this game by 1-0, but they turned it round, and here's United's second. Ball comes as far as Brian Deane wide on the left. Deane, this time the provider. Beautiful cross, Glyn Hodges on the end of it. Sheffield United beating Luton by 2-1. Well, that tremendous run meant the danger of relegation had just about gone, and Dave Bassett was rewarded as Manager of the Month for March.
Well, Queen's Park Rangers, 11 games unbeaten, and not finding it easy against the Sheffield United side, who know that they will be safe if this match goes well for them. You talk about a game of two halves, an old football cliche. For Sheffield United, it's been a season of two very distinctive halves. You'd have bet before Christmas that come this fixture, they'd already be relegated. As it is, they push on again. And again, it's Marwood and Gannon deliberating over the free kick. Taken by Gannon, and Brian Deane is claiming that he got the touch then. More joy for Sheffield United. And Queen's Park Rangers have struggled at defending at the set pieces. Deane. Brevet who played all his football before coming here in Yorkshire, of course, with Doncaster Rovers. Will know quite a lot about Sheffield United, I'm sure. Pemberton. Oh, and Booker! Is that the goal that secures Sheffield United's place in the First Division for another season? It may well be. Bob Booker, who played his football down the road from here at Brentford, very much at home in West London.
John Gannon with the corner against Spurs. And Paul Beasley, powerful header. Beasley big and strong in attack, and here's the second goal from the same game. Ball comes forward as far as Brian Deane. And Deane's first time finish. Sheffield United finishing the game 2-2. Trace's long clearance knocked on by Whitehouse to Deane. Deane tries to finish it himself. Instead, it comes back to Brian Marwood. Tracy again, starting this one against Norwich City. Deane the knock on, and it's the old 1-2 because there's his old mate Tony Agana. Same combination this time. There's Deane and there's Agana. United beating Norwich City by 2-1. Agana and Deane celebrate. As much as anything, though, it must have been relief. Sheffield United had staved off relegation. United had looked certain to go down at Christmas, but they finished in 13th place thanks to that great recovery. Dave Bassett joked his sides don't start playing till Christmas, and it was the same story next season. Here against Norwich, Dean with the knock-on. And it comes back eventually to Dean, and Dean's the scorer. Dane Whitehouse with the corner. Comes as far as Colin Hill, and that's a superb strike. Sheffield United 2, Norwich City 2. Glyn Hodges with the corner against West Ham. To Bryson. Hodges again, and it's Paul Beasley who gets in from close range. Again, United finished that match drawing 1-1. There's a defeat on the way though against Coventry City at Highfield Road, but here's the United goal. Wood on the left. And there's Ian Bryson getting the final touch. Sheffield United lost the game by 3-1.
And very noticeable, Sheffield United came out a good 3 or 4 minutes before Oldham. It's going to be a corner for them. United's fans wanted a penalty. Garner thought he should have had one too. Bassett sent his team out a good 3 or 4 minutes before Oldham. I'd like to know what he did say to them in the short time they were in the dressing room. Now, can Sheffield get a goal from this corner? It's a good header from Dean, and they have got a goal. And it's Brian Dean in the opening 2 minutes of the second half who astonishingly puts the Blades right back into the game. So the move to play Dean has paid off. A soaring header from the big man, and it's too good for Hallworth. Well, Brian Dean hadn't been expected to play today. He told Dave Bassett this morning he was okay. There'd been talk of a knee op for him, and he's turned out here at Boundary Park and come out with the response Sheffield United needed.
A much needed win for Sheffield United against Everton now. Tracy with the long clearance. Dean flicks on to Agana. Agana looking for support. Comes to Booker, and then the goal from Jamie Hoyland. Booker. Wilder. Dave Watson with a poor header out, and it comes as far as Bryson. United get the win they want. They beat Everton by 2-1. Here against Notts County. Lake picks out Glyn Hodges. Hodges with that great left foot, and a superb cross finds Agana. Here against the old enemy Leeds United. John Gannon with the free kick to Carl Bradshaw. Jamie Hoyland up above the defence. See Bradshaw with the cross. Beauty it was as well. Same game, Paul Beasley with the free kick. That's Carl Shutt. And that's a dreadful back pass. Lets in Tony Agana, and he makes no mistake. See this one again. What on earth was Carl Shutt trying to do? Tony Garner, well, that was an absolute gift. The familiar flowing locks of John Gannon. Poor punch by Lukic, only as far as Bradshaw. Third goal for United, although Leeds were to win that match by 4-3. See the cross come in again. Lukic with the punch, not a good one. And actually a little bit of a deflection. Lukic had no chance. Beautiful sunny day at Bramall Lane. And Sheffield United here against Nottingham Forest getting a much needed win. They won it by 4-2, and here's United's first. Bit of head tennis in midfield, and the ball eventually breaks to Dame Whitehouse. Beasley, the long clearance out of defence, as far as Garner. Here's Bryson. Bryson picks out Garner again. Garner celebrates, that's United's second. Gannon to Whitehouse. Whitehouse finds Garner. Poor back pass from Carl Tyler, and Ian Bryson gets in. Dreadful back pass from Carl Tyler, an absolute gift for Bryson. Now United's fourth. Michael Lake. Good deep cross by Lake. Comes back to Hoyland. Sheffield United beating Nottingham Forest by 4-2. Here against Manchester City at Main Road. Gannon and Bradshaw. Gannon the cross. And Brian Gale, the big defender, gets in. Well, that was United's first. The second, a little bit of a sense of déjà vu. Gannon again with the corner, Gale again with the header. Brian Gale strong in defence, so powerful in attack.
Very anxious. King's gone to the back post. And people like Anderson and Palmer in there, and Hurst. There's a lot of hustling again going on. Cowan knocks it out. And Gannon completing the clearance. And then a total mix-up between Warhurst and Sheridan has got United streaking through. Bryson can give United the lead. Saved by Woods. It's a follow-in for Whitehouse. Sheffield United take the lead. What a memorable moment for the young man Dane Whitehouse. A terrific roar around the ground, and it all came after the Warhurst and Sheridan collision. Bryson was in the free. He had the shot. Woods effected a brilliant stop, but nobody was going to stop Dane Whitehouse. And United lead with a goal from a local player. Born in Sheffield, it means more to him than anyone. Here's Hoyland with an important ball into Whitehouse and flicked over the top by Chris Woods. Otherwise, Whitehouse would have got his second on the day. Good save by Woods, because keepers have to maintain concentration. All right, Whitehouse hasn't got the most powerful header in the game. Here's a chance for Dean. Brian Dean, it's gone through! The gamble has paid off for Dave Bassett. And Brian Dean brings ecstasy to the terraces at Bramall Lane. Ecstasy at one end, desperation at the other. Dean's shot, nutmeg Chris Woods on the line.
Yeah, he did ever so well here. He made enough space for himself to get in the shot, but Chris Woods would be disappointed he went through his legs there. And good effort there, straight through Chris's legs. He'd be very disappointed he didn't get hold of that.
Sheffield United against Tottenham Hotspur now. Referee says it's a throw-in. Comes as far as Gage. Was that a cross? Was it a shot? Probably got a deflection. They all count. Sheffield United 1, Spurs 0. Back to the lane against Luton Town. Dane Whitehouse taking this corner. Flick on as far as Bryson. Sheffield United 1, Luton Town 1. Now against Aston Villa. Mitch Ward with the free kick. And what a tremendous goal that is. Mitch Ward scoring superbly. Sheffield United beating Aston Villa 2-0. Gage takes the free kick against West Ham to Glyn Hodges. Mistake by Dix allows a Garner in, and his cross finds Dean. That match finished 1-1, as did this against Crystal Palace. Here's Gannon. Comes as far as Brian Dean. Plenty of space for the big man, and he picks out Jamie Hoyland, and that is a superb header. Number 8's Michael Lake. Dodd's mistake lets Whitehouse in. And that's Mitch Ward with the rebound. United on their way to another fine win. Here's Gannon. Charlie Hartfield, good control. Finds Michael Lake. A deflection. And United get another. Sheffield United beating Southampton by 4-2. Glyn Hodges with the corner against Norwich City. Comes to Lake. Here's Gage. And Ian Bryson gets in where it hurts. Sheffield United win the game 1-0. Another fine win for the Blades against Nottingham Forest. Michael Lake taking the corner. Gannon. Comes to Gage. Out to Bradshaw. Now watch for Lake. What a superb goal. But if you think that was good, well, just watch for this. This was United's second. Free kick from Bradshaw. Comes as far as John Gannon. Has John Gannon ever scored a better goal? He certainly loved it. Here's Tracy. Bryson in with the challenge, and as the defence stands off, all the way. A deflection, but that's United's third. Bradshaw out to Bryson. Mistake by Brian Laws allows Bradshaw in to finish it off. By now United on their way to victory, but this was the fifth. Here's Gage. Hodges. And Brian Deane, the final touch. Sheffield United 5, Nottingham Forest 2, and that was a third consecutive win. Brian Clough's men must have been fed up of seeing United. That was 9 goals in 2 matches against them. In the FA Cup against Charlton, it had been 0-0 first time round. Now in the replay, a first United goal from Brian Deane. Second starts with a corner. David Barnes helps it on and Brian Gale up above the defence. There again, lovely first time knock by Barnes, and Gale does the rest. United were to win the game 3-1. Glyn Hodges with the corner, on to Gale and then to Bradshaw. Gale and Bradshaw congratulate each other. It was Hodges with the corner. You see the little touch on. Bradshaw gets the final touch. Manchester City the opponents now, and with this win, United have made it 5 on the trot. Here's Gage. Gage round the back of the defence and Lake at the near post. Gannon with the corner. Goalmouth scramble and eventually it's Gale for the second. United's third, again from a corner. There's Whitehouse and eventually Brian Deane. The City defence will want to ask a few questions about that. Deane, seeming with no space at all, just manages to force it home. Here's Gale. Finds Deane. Deane lets loose Whitehouse. Another one for Sheffield United. Great pace from Whitehouse as he broke clear, finished well. Sheffield United winning 4-2. Barnes against Luton. Finds Deane. Onto Gale. And here's Bryson. But if there's one match all Sheffield United fans like to win, it's the game against Sheffield Wednesday. This season, United do the double. Deane with the cross, Dane Whitehouse scores. And particularly nice when that win happens to be at Hillsborough. That was the first, here now the second. Bradshaw. Finds Bobby Davison. Just a little bit of luck, but that's the second. Gannon. Davison again. Sheffield United win by 3-1. Against Liverpool, well, this goal was quite extraordinary. Ball going nowhere, you'd think. United just flicking it on, speculative sort of ball. But there's Bruce Grobbelaar, what's he doing? It comes to Deane, looks up, measures his mark, 40 yards out, the ball's in the back of the net. Graham Souness was not a happy man. Grobbelaar just about 30 or 40 yards out of his area, and Brian Deane does the rest. Here's Houghton, tackled by Whitehouse. Barnes picks out Deane. Great strength from Deane. Round Burrows, round Grobbelaar, and that's United's second. Sheffield United 2-0 against Liverpool. Great day for Brian Deane. That first goal, one of the goals of the season. Let's take another look at the second. Barnes, the long through ball. Deane just shrugs off Brian Burrows. Round Grobbelaar, and finishes with real style. Deane against Aston Villa, back to Gage. Gage challenged by Staunton. Round one challenge, round another, and a superb goal. Kevin Gage loved it, worth watching again. The goalkeeper just caught absolutely flat-footed. Lovely strike. Throw into Cork. Back to Rodgers. Deane. Here's Hodges. And Dane Whitehouse following up. That's United's first against Oldham. Sheffield United were to win the game 2-0, and here's the second. Brian Deane to Hodges. Hodges picks out Gage. Rodgers goes in with the challenge. Ian Bryson gets the final touch. Another win on the way against Everton. Again the scoreline 2-0. Hodges with the cross, Bryson with the header. That was United's first. Celebrations for Bryson. The second was going to be from Alan Cork. Started off by Tracy. Out to Brian Gale. Gale picks out Cork in acres of space. Cork measures his shot and finds his mark. Cork celebrates, and that was his first goal for Sheffield United after reuniting with his old Wimbledon manager Dave Bassett. Arsenal, the visitors to Bramall Lane. Free kick to be taken by Glyn Hodges. Looking for Bryson. Bobby Davison at the far post. See again, number 11, Bryson goes up. And Davison claims the goal.
The captain Gale has come forward to stand right in front of John Lukic. Dean on the near post. And Cork far post as well. The ball just touched away. A real scramble in there with Strachan. And finally Cork! Alan Cork has given Sheffield United the lead. 28 minutes gone.
Sheffield United had finished in 9th place after staring relegation in the face at the turn of the year. It had been another Houdini-style escape by Dave Bassett's men. In the FA Cup third round, opposition came from Burnley. Littlejohn showing his pace and strength to get in behind the defence. Littlejohn crosses, and here's Glyn Hodges. It's that left foot again. Ball played forward to Cork, onto Dean, and Paul Beasley. Sheffield United finishing 2-2 against Burnley, and so the match went to a replay. Here's Hodges. His cross finds Dean. Watch that one again. Glyn Hodges, such a superb crosser of a ball. And Dean so powerful in the air. This is Littlejohn. Good cross, and again it's Dean. Littlejohn picks out his man so well. United's third started on the left by David Barnes. His cross finds Dean, and that's Brian Deane's hat-trick. Barnes did well there. And in the end, it was simplicity itself for Brian Deane. United not done yet. On their way into the next round, they win this replay by 4-2, and here's United's fourth. Brian Deane breaking down the right. And this time he's the provider, and Adrian Littlejohn finishes it off. Dean good in the air, but underestimated on the ground. And Littlejohn just the pace to force that one home. And so United through from the third round, and in the fourth round the opposition was to come from Hartlepool. Gage finds Carr. Franz Carr into Cork. United had to struggle, but they got the goal that counted. Sheffield United beating Hartlepool by 1-0. Cork strike decisive.
Hodges, Cork! And it's in! Mitch Ward! The luck of the bounce there, and as they tried to hook the ball away, it came off the chin of Ward. And Cork gets free. Oh yes, what a finish! It's the same combination. Clark and Ward. They were sleeping a bit then, Blackburn Rovers. Cork played it in, and it was an instant dispatch. And the place in the semi-final is going to be decided from the penalty spot. Mitch Ward the first. And that's some sort of hat-trick for him. 2 goals in the match, 2 equalisers, and now he puts Sheffield United in front. Wilcox the second penalty. Oh, and it's so soft. Kelly hardly had to do anything. Charlie Hartfield makes it 2-0. All the whistles against the Blackburn players. Their second taker, Colin Hendry, scores. A blaster that went very nearly straight. The veteran Alan Cork. So easy. He must find this difficult to believe. 3 penalties given, 3 penalties scored. Roy Wigley for Blackburn Rovers. Hardly had a kick when he came on as substitute. Substitution surely was rather late. But he scores with aplomb. Forward steps Glyn Hodges. Sheffield United lead by 3-2. They lead by 4-2. Brian Gale, the skipper, with an expression of total delight after the brief conversation with Colin Hendry. And Mike Newell now has to score for Blackburn Rovers. And he does. It's 4-3. Pressure penalty so well taken. Placed and struck. John Pemberton and some of his colleagues can't look. If he scores, Sheffield United are in the semi-finals. And he scores! Drove it in like a bomb. And Dave Bassett has at long last made it to the semi-finals.
And so to Wembley, the old stadium absolutely packed. Sheffield United against Sheffield Wednesday, one of the great days in Sheffield's sporting history.
This should be a bit more comfortable for Pemberton. The best of clearances though, Carr does well. That's a better ball, Alan Cork. He's got Dean up if he wants, it's going to slide in. Yes, it's 1-1. Chris Waddle trying to get back to deny Alan Cork. the first really good ball that Franz Carr has played in this match, and he plays in Alan Cork, and there will be enormous delight in London as well as in Sheffield about that goal. The last minute, the 44th minute rather, of the half. And Waddles just couldn't get there.
It was a glory moment for Alan Cork and for Sheffield United. Wednesday, though, were to win the match by 2-1. In 10 years, Sheffield United had gone from Division 4 to Wembley. The big prizes still eluding them, but they were still scoring those golden goals.